Good morning, everyone. Today I will be teaching you logical reasoning, and the topic for today is coding and decoding. And I am teaching it from Kalp Institute side. And you all are aware about this topic, that this coding and decoding topic generally is a very useful topic, and that is coming in generally all the entrance exam. Suppose if I go for an interview and if they ask me some kind of aptitude question, first of all, generally the tendency of the interviewers are they are not giving you a mathematical question, they are giving you a question that is just based on the general logical sense. Like suppose if they give you a word and they say you, if you want to decode this word in any other form, how will you decode that word? So this topic is coming in your BBS and BBA preparations, also in your bank PO and SSC examinations also, and there are 50 questions of logical reasoning in your SSC and bank PO exam. So this topic is very useful for all these exams, and in the UGC net we have 2 to 3 questions, and the topic from which they include these questions from the logical reasoning is generally coding and decoding. So let us start with this topic. Suppose, what do we mean by coding and decoding? In the general sense, if I talk about the English language, if I say coding, we generally use this term in the form of software. I say that I want to code a software program and I want to code it in the form of C++ language, Java language, or any kind of the programming language. But it is not only the software program we talk about. If I want to say I want to send in information from one computer to another computer, do you really think that I will transfer the information in the same form I would like my other person or the other computer to understand? If we are talking about that I want to transfer my information in the military terms, like I am working in the US company and I want to transfer my information to India, I will not transfer my information directly from one place to another place. All the information, all the important government files, and all the information that are being transferred from one computer to another computer are generally transformed in the encrypted form. We use this word encrypted form means, if I want to say hello to you, will I say HELLO, or will I say hello in a language that is only understood by you and me only? It should not be understood by to the whole class itself. Because if I want to transform one of the important confidential file, I would only like that my receiver should only understand that language. It should not be understood by all of the people. So that is why we require coding and decoding, and we require it in the form of computers also, we require it in the form of human language also. So I start, suppose I am a sender and you are a receiver, and you want to understand my information, but whatever I am transforming to you. So I say a word hello to you, and you can understand it directly if I write down HELLO. But if I write down, at the place of H, I write down G. At the place of E, I write down F. And at the place of L, I write down whatever word, suppose K. And at the place of O, whatever word, suppose at the rate symbol. Okay. How will my receiver understand this hello if I transform GFK at the rate? Again, at the place of K, I will write down K. So how he will understand my word GF double K at the rate? He would not be able to understand this word until and unless he has a key of encryption. We call it a key. This key means, obviously it is not a key of the lock I am talking about. If I say I want to decode my information, I should know the password of cracking that thing. So this key is nothing but the password we people are talking about. अगर मेरे, if my receiver knows this thing, that this O has been decoded it in the form of A and this L means K here, it is very easy for my receiver to understand these words. If he has the password or if he has the key, he can directly understand my word, right? Okay. So how we are encoding our words? What is the pattern that should be followed for encoding any kind of word? We should follow a particular mechanism, and in the entrance exam, what is the tendency of the examiners, how they set my question, and what are the patterns they generally follow to encode a particular word to another language. The question generally comes in the form of, I am writing a general question, and after that we will be discussing the patterns in this which the questions come. They write down, the language is similar in all the entrance exam. The question starts with, in a certain coding language, this word, I'm leaving a blank at this place, this word, whatever the word is, this word is encoded as dash. Obviously the answer will come over here. This word, that means this first blank and the second blank. So this word is encoded as this word. How will you encode this blank? मतलब आपको क्या करना है? You have to encode the word number third. That means you have to give the answer for pattern third. But how will I get the answer for the pattern third? If I know the pattern between 1 and 2, I can easily find out the pattern between third and my answer also. Let us say for an example, I start with a very basic question. I write down cat is encoded as, it is DBU. I hope you can easily find out what is the pattern in this question. Obviously in paper the question like this will not come. This is just the starting, so I am starting with a very simple question. I say cat is encoded as DBU. Why I have written at the place of C D and at the place of A B and at the place of T U? This is a simple series that says it is plus 1. If I count my ABCD, after C comes D, after A comes B, and after T comes U. So I say this is plus 1 pattern. It is very simple. I have just counted the letters and I have just included it as plus 1. If now I want to find out the word for boy, how will I find the word for the boy? If I know the pattern between cat and DBU, I can easily decode boy also. I hope this is clear. Okay, so how will I encode boy? If I know C has been encoded as plus 1, then B will also be encoded as plus 1. So at the place of B, I will write down C. At the place of O, I will write down P. And at the place of Y, I will write down plus 1. Why this? Because this is just nothing but plus 1 series. Okay, so you must understand a very basic logic for these things. If you know the patterns between two questions, that means two words, like cat is encoded as GBU, you must easily find the answer for the boy also. Like boy will be encoded as CPZ. So for getting the answer, we should know the position of the alphabets in this logical series. The position of the alphabets is the foremost important thing. If I say what is the position of A, you can easily answer 1. Position of B is 2, C, D, E. I hope every student can find out the position till E. It is not a big thing. We all know it is still 5. E is decoded as 5, D is known as 4 and all. But can I learn all the numbers from A to Z? Is it possible for me for learning all the numbers from A to Z? Okay, let's see. I write down a simple series. See, I am not writing N after this M. I am writing N after here. N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y and Z. I am not writing down N after M. I am writing down it in the next line. There is a logic for this. Because we generally have a tendency, we know this thing that Z is 26 and Y is 25. We do not need any kind of extra efforts for remembering the number for Y and Z, right? So if I know after Z, above Z I have written M, that means I have written 13. How will I know that I have written 13 over M? Because half of 26 is 13. So I know half of Z is 13 itself. Okay, so I start with N. If I know the C number for M, I must be knowing the number of N also. If M is 13, N will be 14 itself. Okay, so I am aware about 5 numbers from A to E, that is number 5. Okay, Y and Z I know easily, that is 25 and 26. M and N I know because this is 13 and this is 14. Can I get the position of other alphabets also in between the alphabets that are there? I can easily find out that. There are very good shortcuts for these things. I discuss some of these shortcuts. See, these shortcuts, you people can also make these shortcuts, because logical reasoning is nothing but your own application mind. If I say I have to remember the word H, the number for H, how will I remember the number for H? H you have written like this. Okay, after H I write a line above H like this. I join the two lines and I again join these two lines below this. This makes a number 8. So the position of H is nothing but 8. It is very simple because if you visualize this number, you can easily remember that. I have written H and I have joined the two lines above and below, and that makes it a number H. Okay. We all know the number. We all know the alphabet T, and we all have heard about the T20 matches, right? Okay. So if we know T20 match, we know the number for T is 20. I hope this T also, no one will forget number T. Number T stands for 20. If I know T, I can easily get S also. S will be 19. We never have a confusion that S comes after T or S comes before T. We always, whenever we pronounce the ABCD, we always know this saying that S and T are coming side by side. Like first S is coming and then T is coming. So if I remember the number for T is 20, I know the number for S is 19. Okay, there are another alphabets also. Like if I talk about the number, let's suppose W. Students generally have a confusion between the number W and X, and trust me, 90% of the time in the paper, whenever they are making a word, they generally makes it like Xmas tree. They generally make a word like watch. The words where W and X are coming are the favorite ones of the examiners. So how will I distinguish between the alphabet W and X? You either you write down the ABCD whole in the question paper, that wastes around your 2 to 3 minutes, and if you write down A to Z and the numbers above and below that will purely waste your time. So how will I start? I will write down, you can see this W is nothing. If I turn this number like this W is 3. Can you see this figure? This W I have written like this, and then I have rotated this W as this. So this is number 3. I know obviously that this belongs to a series that is after in the form of 20 series. So this W is nothing but 23. X has 4 parts. Can you see my way of writing X? It is 1X, then this part X, then this part and this part. So these are 4 parts. So I write down 4 over here and then 2 over here. So this is number 24. So I have W as 23, X has number 24. I know many alphabets now. One is H, one is T, one is S, and one is W. Another one is X, and Y and Z I am already aware about. A to E I already know, 5 to 6 alphabets. M and N I am knowing now. Okay. So a little bit of alphabets that are left like F, I, J, K, L. How can I get the positions of these alphabets in between? I can get the position of these alphabets also. How will I get the position? See, if I say there is a shortcut that is given in you generally all the books, but I don't feel that this shortcut will be helpful to you. But let us discuss this shortcut also. There is a word called Ijoti. Okay. This word Ijoti starts with the 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. This is nothing but the table of 5 I have written. Okay. If I know the position of E, that is 5, I can easily make out F, G, H, I also. If I know J is 10, I can easily make out K, L, M and N. See, this is a shortcut that is given in the books. I say this shortcut is a wastage of time because I do not have time to write down whole A to Z, or will I write down Ijoti over there and then I will write down the 4 alphabets in between. This is a purely wastage of time. So we start with a different shortcut, that is C filler UX. See the way I am writing it, because there is a gap between each and every alphabet. I say C, then I have leave a gap, then I have written filler, and then I have written UX. So we pronounce it like C filler UX. Okay. This is nothing but a table of 3. C is 3, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 and 24. This is nothing but a table of 3 I have written over here. So if I know the position of F, that is 6, now in a second I can get the position of G and H also. H you remember yourself, because H I have written like this. I have made a line above this and I have made a line below this. So this makes a number as 8. H makes a number 8. I do not need to write down H in this series because H is direct. M also we know, because M I have written above Z, that is half of Z. Z is 26, so M is 13. If I know M, I know N also, that is 14. So the rest of the alphabets are predictable from this series, that is C filler UX. and the alphabets which are left in between can be found out between these two letters, because there is a gap of only two alphabets. Suppose I want to find out the position of S and T. I know the position of R is 18, so I can easily get the position of S and T also. S will be 19 and T we remember from T20 matches also. So T is 20. If I want to get the position of V, suppose we say U V W X, so V N W. So V will be 22, W will be 23. I hope you remember the position of W. W we have written like this. W is a 3 if I write it in the form of this. So if I write down W as this, it makes 3 and I know obviously it will be 23. X, I told you, X has 4 parts, this and this. 4 parts are there of X, so it makes a number 4 and obviously it will be 24. So no confusion between W and X. It is 23, X is 24 because X has 4 parts. Okay, so I start with the question now. Let us say cat is encoded in a language as UVD. Can you think of an coding pattern that is given between cat and UVD? Is it a direct coding? Say if I say C, I have written D after C, we can easily find out it is a +1 pattern. But now I have written UBD after cat. How will I find out the pattern? Can I see a D over here in this UBD word? See, start guessing the pattern. How will you guess the pattern? You know either you people can write out the positions of the alphabets above cat, or you people can just guess the pattern also. Since this is a simple 3-letter word, so you people can guess the answer also. I have written C can be somewhere around D, A can be somewhere around B, and T can be somewhere around U. So if I code it, I can say C is here, T is here, and B is here, right? This is nothing but a diagonal coding. C is coded here, T is coded here, and A is coded here. This is nothing but a +1 pattern, but coded it in the form of, I say it a diagonal coding. I'm saying it a diagonal coding, but you must be thinking why A has not been shifted. See, if we talk about the diagonals and if we have an odd letter word, how can I exchange the position of A in between? A will be coded exactly same as the position of below A. Like A I have coded as B, below A only. But C I have exchanged diagonally, T I have exchanged diagonally like U. Okay. So if I know the pattern of cat, can I find out the word boy also in the similar pattern? I have to do nothing. I just have to do +1 in the form of diagonal coding. You know, after doing +1 in D, the answer will be C. After doing +1 in the Y, the answer will be Z. And after doing +1 in O, the answer will be P. So how simple it is to find out the answer. You just have to do nothing. You just have to find out the pattern between cat and UBD. If you get the pattern between these two words, you can easily find out whatever word is given in the paper, whether it is a boy or whether it is a 5-letter word also. It does not matter to us, right? But remember this thing, don't start finding out the pattern exactly at the position below that alphabet. It is 90% of the time the pattern is not direct. C cannot be encoded D. Similarly, A cannot be encoded B in the form of like this. I cannot write down C, D, A ka B and T, U. This question is not coming in the exam at all. This is known as direct coding. Obviously, if they are giving you a question, they will make it a little bit of good level. So, this is your first coding, that is the diagonal coding. Second, we start with, we have given the names. So if I have the word cat and I encode it like MLF, this is a little bit difficult pattern for you to find out in the starting, but just start thinking the process. C, D is not given over here, so this is not a +1 coding. I cannot give any name to this coding because all the codings do not have the names, obviously. So B is also not given, that means B is not given in the form of A, U is not given for T. So what can be the pattern between them? Now there comes the positions that we have learned in the form of C, filler, UX and the shortcuts we have discussed. This question cannot be solved without any number. If you do not know the position of the alphabets, you cannot solve this question. So let us write the position first. C is 3. We know this thing. We do not have to see any shortcut for C. We do not have to see any shortcut for A also because we know A is 1. T we remember by T 20 matches. So we remember T is 20. Okay. M also we do not need to see the shortcut because M I told you half of Z, that is 26 half. That is number 13. Okay. For now alphabet L I need to see the shortcut, and the shortcut was C filler UX. So this is 3, 6, 9 and 12. Now I got the number 12 for L, that is number 12. Okay. For F I can find out the alphabet from here itself. This is number 6. Now try to find out the pattern because this last alphabet pattern is little bit confusing for all of you. But first let us find out the pattern between C and A. Just try to find it out. C is 3 and I have written M below that, that is number 13. So what can be the pattern between them? Okay, let us leave this. Let us see the second word. This is A, this is 1, L is 12. 1 and 12. What should be the pattern between A and L when one is number 1, another one is number 12? If you think it, the pattern is again very simple. It is nothing but plus 10. 3 plus 10 is 13. 1 plus 11 is 12. So this is an increasing pattern. A gap of 10, then a gap of 11, then a gap of 12. I am not saying that every word will have a gap of only 1, 2 and 3. In the paper the questions come of these kinds, like a gap of 10, that is very visible to you, but you can only get the gap of 10 if you know the numbers above it and the numbers below that. So immediately I write down the number C, 3, and immediately I write down the number 13 below M. I can recognize a gap of 10 between 3 and 13 because numbers are easily predictable by our minds as compared to the alphabets. But now here one important question that comes to our mind is, what is the difference between T and F? I can get 10 plus 10 between C and M plus 11 between A and L, but how 20 and 6? This is not making any sense because plus 12 is not coming. Because after Z the ABCD is over. So how will I get this number? Let us see. We know it should come as plus 12. Let us do the simple maths. 20 plus 12 is 32. Okay, but we are getting 36 over here, and we have 26 alphabets in our alphabetical series. If I minus 26 from 32, it gives me the answer 6, and 6th letter is nothing but the F only. So the pattern is same, nothing has been changed. Only thing that has changed is they have made a alphabet which is easily not predictable. They have made it from T to F. So it is like 20 plus 12 is 32. We have alphabets only till 26, so we will minus 26 from 32. That will give you the number 6, and you can predict the alphabet 6 from this C filler UX also. This is F. So if I know this pattern, can I easily again find out the answer for boy? Let's see. Let us try to find out the answer for boy. B is 2. We do not have to do any kind of mathematical calculation for O. O is 15. How do I get O 15? I have written C filler UX in my question paper. As soon as I get the question paper, I write down C filler UX on the top of the paper. That is for sure. Okay, we know this O is 15. So I have written 15 over O. Y we know 25. Okay. Now I just have to do plus 10, plus 11, plus 12. This is simple maths. 2 plus 10 is 12. Now you try to find out the number 12 from the alphabetical series. You can easily find out L from do little bit of smart work also, because L is given in your question also. So L is written in the question, and you easily find out the pattern of L here also. In MLF I know L answer is 12, so I can easily get it as L. Then 15 plus 11, you can calculate it here, it is 26. The answer will be 26 later, it is easily predictable, it is Z. Okay, so now 25 plus 12, this is 7, this is 37. Again the answer is coming after your alphabetical series, that is after 26. I will again do the simple math. 37 minus 26, this gives me the letter 11, and the 11th letter was, you must be aware about the 11th letter, that is K. So I get the answer as LZK. If ever you get a confusion about the alphabet letters, you can easily get the alphabet from your series of C filler UX. I got K from this L itself because I know K comes before L. L is number 12, so K will be number 11. So this was a question that was a little bit of mathematical calculation based. Okay, let us start with another question. See, if I want to have another word, say the word is temple. I again do not give any kind of name to this coding. I say the word is VHQNIA. Okay. Try to guess the pattern between temple and VHQNIA. It is little bit skeptical one. Let us try to guess it. T is nothing but plus 2. See TUV. E is nothing but plus 3. M is nothing but plus 4. Now you must be thinking, okay, we have got the pattern. We have easily guessed the pattern. It is plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, plus 7. No, it is not like that. Please mind this thing. In every question, you need to solve the answers between the other alphabets also. Because here, you can say it is not plus 5, it is in fact minus 2. P minus 2 will get you the position of N. Similarly, L minus 3 will get you the position of I. E minus 4 will get you the position of A. So this is plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4. So you get a pattern like increasing plus decreasing pattern. Now I'm only discussing the patterns because if we know the pattern between the two words, we can easily find out the pattern between whatever words we need to find out. Let us say another word. If you get a series of, you must be aware my name is Pranka, so I take a word as Priya and I take a second word as and this is your question. 1 5 6 2 9. This is 9 3 and 4. You have to find out the pattern for air. Okay, in these types of question, do not get confused if you get two words simultaneously, because see, there must be a pattern between these two codings obviously. So let us try to find out. I have to find out the word air, that means AIR. Okay, let us think P is 1. It is not making any sense because A is generally 1. If I think A1 is written over here, that means diagonally, then P is not 9. So how can 9 be written over this side? It is also not making any sense. Okay, let us try another word. 3 is written below N. It is also not making any sense. D is 4, right? But if D is 4, if it is a direct coding, I must be getting at least one kind of pattern between these two alphabets, but it is not like that. So in these kinds of question, you need to understand that there is a common alphabet that is giving you the direct coding. See here, 9 is given for A, 9 is again given for A. That means this is nothing but a direct coding they have given, and this direct coding is Priya and. That means 9 is given for A and 9 is given for A in the second word also. So it means it is a direct coding. So I say it is nothing but A, 9 over here. I, answer is 6. R, answer is 5. This is nothing but the direct answer. You just don't have to do any calculation. You just have to find out the alphabet number from these two words directly. R5 written below that, I6 written below that. How I got the pattern? By just guessing the word A, and I thought that if in this particular word the answer is 9 for A, and in the second word also the answer for A is 9, so that means they have done the direct coding, direct substitution method. I say it the direct substitution like people used to do it in the generally maths questions. Okay, I have got this answer. I again start with an interchange pattern. We call this coding as interchange pattern. I say the word is Nidhi and I have written INHDI. I hope this is very much predictable for all of you. This is nothing but this pattern, this is nothing but this pattern, and this I has been decoded directly. They have not changed the position for I in this series. They have made a pattern interchange like this between I and N, between H and D, but this last I they have not changed. It is very much possible, and in the other questions, they can also do one thing. They can change the pattern between N and I, D and H, and in the last this alphabet I, they can do it as +2, +3, +4 or any other thing, and or they can make it same also, like I is written I in the same pattern also. Remember this thing, they will not go after the series as +5, +6, +7. They will not go beyond these numbers because +2, +3, +4s are easily calculable for the children, and for doing it +5, children also needs a little bit of calculation. So we do not have that much time in these examinations. So I leave it here. If I get the pattern between this Nidhi, I can easily find out the pattern between any word that is given to me in the paper. Let us say there is a word as black. This is also counted in the interchange pattern itself. If I have a word as black and I have written as KCALB, can you think of this pattern, how they have decoded this black as KCALB? See, do not try to think that it is an interchange pattern itself. Like this Nidhi, I have done 1 and 2. I have just exchanged the first two letters. Interchange pattern can be like this also. B and K, first and the last word can get exchanged. L and C get exchanged, that is the second and the second last word can get exchanged, and A again have written same as before. We have not changed any kind of any +1 or +2 pattern in between the word A, as I have not changed the pattern between I and I in the above question. So it is also very predictable, but again in the paper the question can come like this also. B and K they can change, L and C they can change, I can write down K and B, I can write down C and L, but between this A letter they can make it +2 also, they can make it +3 also, +4 also, or they can write it as it is also. It is up to them. So try to find out the pattern between the between letter, the middle letter also, and then the letters, the first and the last letter, the second and the second last letter. In the interchange patterns, we have only these two types of coding itself. Let us say another type. I say a word, I say a name, it is loaf, and the pattern is given as CGSTU. Can you find out the pattern between it? CGSTU. The alphabets are little bit much predictable, so they can easily, you can easily guess the word. C is somewhat related to D, you can find out U related to V, and G and S also a little bit related. What should be the pattern between all these two words? Let's try to guess it out. See, this I know this is -1 for sure. As soon as I see the question, I immediately got this thing in my mind. Between H and G, if you just pronounce the ABCD GH, we get this intuition. This is again -1. So 90% of the students, what they do, they generally see, okay, -1 is coming in the first alphabet, second alphabet, so this pattern will be continuing. If they have checked the last alphabet also, they will be sure that this is -1 coming between the last alphabet also. But they have done a little bit of the smart work for you to obviously not crack the exam. Between R and S, it is not -1, in fact it is +1. So remember, you people, if are cracking the first and the second alphabet, if you are cracking the last alphabet also, you can check this also -1, but check the middle letter always, because generally the coding pattern that is changed from the other alphabets is done in the middle letter itself. It is done in, like in the black, it is done between A. They have kept A as it is. In the Nidhi also they have done it in the last letter. Generally either they are making change in the middle letter or they are making change in the last letter. So I think here you can write it down like middle letter is +1, rest all letters they were all -1. So definitely check the middle letter. It is very important. Definitely check your middle letter. Do not try to jump to the answers by seeing the options. You need to check your answer for the middle letter itself. Okay, now I start with another kind of pattern that comes in your paper, that is known as fictitious coding. Is also a very good coding. Generally students enjoy these types of questions because they are easily predictable. Many of you must have heard about also these questions. Like I have written this. Don't try to see what they have written on the left hand side. If they are not making sense also, like CD ta, D pa na, ta sa ra, They are not making sense at all. But does not matter to us because we are just aware about the coding that is the right inside of the coding. So if it is written Ram is good, Sita is girl, and they are good. How will you get the pattern between all these things? It is a simple. Don't think C is written as Ram, D is written as is. It is not simple as that. Let us try to find out the coding for TA and coding for good also. Let us try to find out. Whatever word comes in these types of question, generally 4 to 5 questions are based on these types of question. They give you a question at the top and then they base 5 questions on this topic. Like they will say find out the pattern for TA, find out the pattern for S. This is a simple mathematical equation. Like we used to do it in the junior classes. We used to find out the pattern between equation 1 and 2. We used to find out the value for x. So how will I do? Let us try. Is this common in the first and the second sentence? Let me give the number to these 3 equations. Is this common to the first and the second sentence? Okay. So if is this common to the first and second sentence, let us see what is common here on the left hand side. It is DI. It is simple. Is this coded as nothing but as DI. Let us find out the pattern between 1 and 3. Good is here, good is here. So good and good. And first and the third, let me see what should be the answer. TA and TA is common between first and the third sentence. So answer for TA will be good. Now, if the exam is simple, they will ask you the question for good. They can ask you the question for is. But if the exam is of little bit good level, they will ask you the code word for Ram. I hope everyone can find out the code word for Ram also. For us it is very simple now because if I know the answer for S, if I know the answer for good, can I get the answer for Ram also? This TA has been done, this GI has been done. So obviously Ram will be nothing but SI, the thing that has been left. Okay, predictable. This is also an easy question. But if they ask you the code word for Sita or the code word for girl, what should be the answer? For finding out the answer between Sita and the girl, do you think Sita will be PA or Sita will be NA? Do you really think there is any kind of pattern between Sita and the girl? Can we find out the pattern between Sita and girl between PA and NA? It is not a sequential series. This is a question for coding and decoding, so obviously they are not giving you the answer directly. I cannot predict the answer for Sita and girl. Do not give the answer. If they have an option of TA, if they have an option of NA, or if they have an option of TA and SI, all these options are wrong. I cannot predict the answer for Sita or girl. But remember, if they give you an option either TA or NA, now can I make this option correct? Definitely yes, this answer is correct. Why I am saying this answer is correct? See, if I have the word Sita and I have on the left hand side 2 options, PA or NA, I am at least pretty much sure about this thing that the answer will come between these 2 words only, whether it will be PA or whether it will be NA. I cannot confirm the answer, it will be surely PA, it will be surely NA. I cannot say that, but I can definitely say this, it will be either PA or NA. So if you have these kind of options PA, NA, TA, SI, you will not mark the answer as PA or NA directly. You will see the options. If they have an option of either or, you will give this option. If they have no option like this, they must be having an option of none of the above choices. In that case, you will give this answer. So I say this is my first priority, and if I do not have this in my option, I will mark it as none of the above. Either P or NA is also answer for the girl word. If I say you have to find out the option for girl, try to guess the answer for the girl. How will I find out the answer for the girl? See, for girl, how will I get? They have make an option of PA. Again, they have make an option of NA. Can I say girl is PA or can I say girl is NA? How can I say if I am not having any word common between equation 1, 2 and 3? I am not having any word Sita in all the 3 equations. I have only Sita in the one equation. So obviously I cannot get this answer. I will say the answer is either A or B. This is known as fictitious coding because we are not aware about the language that is given on the left hand side. This CD is not making any sense in our language, but definitely this is making sense in a coder's form. So I say answer will be either A or B. It does not make any kind of difference if they write down PA over here and NA over here. Does not matter to us. Obviously, if they say A is the option, A means PA, B means NA. This depends upon the type of the paper and the questions they give to you. So I hope fictitious coding is also clear to everyone. Let us start with another kind of favorite question that comes in the exam, that is the series of opposite letters. This is a very favorite question in the all types of examination pattern. I hope if I say word A and the answer is Z, you know this is a series of opposite letters. Okay. Let us try to find out the opposite letter of Y. Can I get the opposite letter of Y easily without much calculations in my mind? I can easily get Y because I know if A is Z, Y will be nothing but B. A is 1, B is 2, and if I write it down from this side, this is 25, this is 26. So I can easily get the opposite letters. I can get the opposite letter for C also. This is X, Y, Z. So this will be C opposite will be X. But do you really think that will I write down again my ABCD in my question paper and I will again do the calculations like this? Will I write down ABCD, then again the numbers above and below that? It is not. We are doing the paper in the exams for getting it cracked in a second. So I cannot write down all the ABCD in my question paper. What will I do? Let me give you a question first. I say the letter is A, J, A, Y. That is the word Ajay. This is Z, Q, Z, B. I hope you, as soon as you see this question, you know this question comes of the opposite letter because after A it is written Z. So you know the question is from the opposite letter series. And they have given you one another hint, Y is B, because these two letters are easily predictable. That means the question is of opposite letters. So what is the shortcut for that? Let us see the shortcuts. I write on a very humorous kind of series, I will say. It is Uff by Love, Shirt. See the way I am writing, I am leaving a gap between these two words. Uff by Love, Shirt, Gas. This is not gas, this is gas. PK, MN, JQ, CX and DW. I have left a gap between all these types of series. It is Uff by Love, Shirt, Gas, PK, MN, JQ, CX and DW. Now see the way I am pronouncing it. First time when you hear this, you will see that this is a little bit of humorous kind of series and how it is making sense in our opposite letter series. But see the way I am pronouncing it. It is Uff by Love. These three words we can remember it like this. Uff by Love, Shirt, Gas, PK. I hope you are getting the way of pronouncing it. It is Uff by Love, a gap, Shirt, Gas, PK, MNJQ. I say MNJQ simultaneously. MNJQ, CXGW. I again repeat the series. See the way I am pronouncing. Uff by Love, Shirt, Gas, PK, a gap, MNJQ and CXGW. Now, any question of opposite letter can be solved within a second of fraction of seconds, I will say. Let us say the word. I say the word success. Okay. First of all, let us see how the opposite letters are given. The opposite letter for U is F, B for Y, B vice versa also follows. Love you all will remember definitely. It is L and O, V and E simultaneously. SHIR. Remember this word shirt. For the shirt word, this T has an answer in the next word, that is G. Because this is a 5-letter word, so obviously T answer is G and G answer is T. Vice versa always follows. A and Z we all know. P, K, M, N, J, M, N, N, J, Q, C, X and D, W. Okay. So let us find out the alphabet for S. As soon as this word comes success, I remember it from my series. It is the word shirt and I say SH. So answer will be H. I see the word U and again I got the series Uff. So U answer will be F. C. Now I just need to read my whole series. It was at the end CX. So I got the word X. Again I got the word X. E I know comes in love. that is the word V. S I have written again, that is H. See the seconds, number of seconds you have solved the answer just by remembering one series. And if you are writing A to Z in the question paper and solving the whole pattern, writing down the alphabets, you are wasting your 2 to 3 minutes. I do not need to write down also this series in my paper of by love. I remember this series. By practicing this 2-3 times, if you are pronouncing it orally, you will easily remember this series. Let us pronounce it again. It is off by love, a gap, shirt gas PK, MNJQ. MNJQ is pronouncing a similar tone. MNJQ, CX and DW. Let us say I take any other word. Say I take a word. I take my name. Say Priya. Okay. Let us find out the word P. PK. PK is a famous movie also nowadays, so you can easily remember it by PK also. PK. R. R was coming in the word shirt. SHIR. So our answer will be I. Now see, I, if I have written, the vice versa follows, so R will be the answer. Y. Y was written in by. Of by love. By. So Y answer will be A. A we do not need any series. A we know the answer is Z. So this was the thing that we needed to discuss. These were all the patterns that we have discussed, and let me just do a quick revision for this thing. See, the first of all, when you get a question paper and you got a paper with 5 to 6 questions of coding and decoding, first thing you need to do is you have to write on the shortcut, that is C filler UX. It takes half of the second to write C filler UX. You need to write on the 3 table below that, and let us revise the shortcut. The alphabets we already know, that alphabets we do not need to learn the numbers. Like suppose the word is T, alphabet is T. T20 match, so T is 20. I say S always come before T. We do not have any kind of confusion regarding S and T. So S will be 19. If T is 20, S will be 19. Okay. A, B, C, D, E. These 5 letters we do not need any kind of calculation. We know these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y and Z we know 25 and 26. Okay. H, how do I make you understand H? By writing H again, I repeat it, by writing H, joining the above 2 lines and joining the below 2 lines. This makes as number as 8. So H is H. Okay. I told you W was, W I have written like this. W, if you write it like this time, this is 3, and we obviously know it is at the end, so it will be 23. X is 4 parts, so it will be 4 and 24. So W and X, no confusion regarding that. M is half of 26, that is number 13. I have written my ABCD A to M on this side on the board and from end on the next line. So if you forget it also, M is half of 26. You remember that I have written it M till one side, from N I have written on the other side. So if M is 13, N will be 14 itself. And the words which are left over like L, M, M we have done. Suppose the word is K, G. We know we will find out these words from the alphabet, from the series or from the pattern, that is C filler UX. C filler UX, you remember we have written like this, C filler UX, and this is a table of nothing but 3. So I know this is 3, this is 6, this is 9, this is 12, this is 15, 18, 21 and 24. So all the other alphabets I am getting it directly from here. If at least 2 or 3 letters are left, we can get it easily, like K I can get before L, K will be 11. So I can easily get out all the patterns, and I have discussed all the patterns with you also. We have discussed an opposite letter pattern. We have discussed in the starting interchange pattern also. In the interchange pattern, remember to have solved the middle letter before you solve the first 2 letters and the last 2 letters. Because you must be remembering the word black. In that word black, they have written A as it is. They have not changed the pattern for A. They can change the pattern between B and L, C and K, anything. Similarly, in the word Nidhi, what they have done, they have changed the pattern for Ni, BH, but in the last alphabet, they have not changed the pattern. So, like in the word temple, we have seen there sometimes is a series of +2, +3, +4, but in the next 3 alphabets also, please remember to solve the series after these 3 alphabets also. It will be -2, -3, -4. Do not jump to the answer. Definitely there will be a wrong answer. There will you be solving it +2, +3, +4 and -2, -3, -4. So I hope the topic is clear to everyone. Just practice as many questions as possible for all these types of patterns. You can make the question yourself also. You do not require any kind of book for these things. You can just make any kind of word and you can just solve any kind of pattern with it. That's all for today. And for the next lectures, you can study. You can go on the website studykhazana.com and the Kalp Preparation Education website also. Thank you so much.